Welcome to I Am One, where I am one with the Creator and one with myself. Today is January the 16th, and in the United States it is known as Martin Luther King Day. And in my job today we have the day off, and I'm thankful for that because I'm on the other side of this cold, and I'm glad that we had this day off because I really needed one more day of the ability to just rest before I have to get back to the grind. So that in itself, I'm grateful for the day. But I wanted to share briefly this morning when I was in meditation, and actually throughout the night, I was in like I don't know what to call it, like a meditative, I had like a meditative vibe throughout the night. I slept well. One of the better nights in the last couple of nights with this cold, where I was able to really rest and sleep throughout the night without having to get up and get something to aid me with either the cough or the blowing of the nose, or the watery eyes, so forth and so on. So it was a peculiar kind of night. It was restful, but peculiar in the same way. And so I got up this morning to do my meditation. And while I was in meditation and short time of prayer and just sitting, and I said a word to myself. I said, I'm untouchable. I said a couple of words, actually. I said, I'm untouchable and unbreakable. And it reminded me of a song, and I'll post the link to the song down in the description. But the song, it's a Christian song, and the artist, I believe, is William McDowell. I always mess his last name up. I'm sorry. Again, I'll correct that and put it in the description at the bottom. But anyway, the song is called You Are God Alone. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I no longer identify as a Christian. But this song in itself speaks truth. And so I pulled the song up on Spotify and I listened to it, and it made me cry. Because in this life, this experience of humanity, stuff is thrown at you, and it seems to be coming from left field or right field, and you're still trying to maintain your equilibrium in the midst of it all, but it does still affect you. And it should, because we are spirit beings, but we're in a physical body, so it's not like we're invisible and it's not physically affecting us. It is. But deep down inside yourself, you have to remind yourself that with this spark of life that is in you, that I now call the Creator of all. If the Creator of all is unstoppable, untouchable, unthinkable, unshakable, and unbreakable, and all those things, then so are you. So I began to cry, and I had to have that release. And in the midst of that, the thought came to me. Because in my searching just for truth, and in my searching for just wanting the truth, and just wanting the relationship with the one who counts, we have Christianity with Jesus, and we have Buddhism with the Buddha, and we have Hinduism, and we have Allah, and all these different identifications, with everybody trying to do the same thing. Get back to the source of creation. That's really what everybody's trying to do. The Creator said this to me. And I'm sorry if it seems like I can't get my point across, but I'm trying to do the best I can so that you can be in the moment where I was not too long ago. But Creator said to me, I have manifested myself in different ways. And so people who identify as Christians, it's only because I manifested myself in Christ. People who identify themselves as Buddhas, it's only because I manifested myself through the Buddha. People who call upon Allah, it's only because I manifested myself through that deity. The Kemetic people, they call on Amun-Ra and all Imhotep and all, and it's only because the Creator of all has manifested itself through all those types of expressions. And so that's how we get all these different religions and factions and belief systems, because the Creator of all has manifested itself in those different ways. But here's the point that really got to me, because I've started reaching out and doing different things. And Creator said to me, if you want to do this, go ahead and do it. If you want to do that, go ahead and do it. But do it from a place of purity. Did you hear what I just said? You want to worship Christ? Go ahead and worship Christ. But do it from a place of purity. You want to worship Allah? Go ahead and worship Allah. But do it from a place of purity. You want to worship or be a Buddhist? Be a Buddhist. But do it from a place of purity. You want to just be a person of consciousness, or you want to venerate Egyptology or Kemet, do it from a place of purity. Whatever you're doing, do it from a place of purity. And here's why I believe Creator said this. Because each one of those different factions, entities, ways to express have been contaminated. Every last one of them have been contaminated. The pure essence of how they began is no longer here. Now, hear what I'm saying. There are many sincere Christians. There are many sincere Buddhists. There are many sincere, whatever it is, Kemets and the whole nine. There are many sincere people in each of those and various other religious or spiritual expressions. Many of them are very sincere. And the practice, the original practice of them, that was pure. But over the span of time, over the thousands and thousands of years since these expressions have been originated, they've become contaminated. And now there's no, I'm trying to word this correctly because I'm not trying to offend, but if you go deep, deep, deep within, you will have to admit that there is some rigidity, there is some ritualistic, there is some dogma in all of them. As much as you say this is the true way, or that is the true way, or that is the true way, if you're going to be really honest and have a pure, honest conversation about it or acknowledgement about it, you're going to have to say this has been contaminated. Which is why I could no longer identify as a Christian, because it's contaminated severely. And it's not the only one. That's just the one I'm familiar with. Severely contaminated. And as I investigate and learn and read and look and prod and probe, that's what I have to come to the conclusion of. Every last one of these spiritual, religious expressions have been contaminated. They were pure in their origin, but they have been severely contaminated throughout the years. And this is what Creator has said to me. If you're going to do whatever you're going to do, if you're going to be whatever you're going to be, do it from a place of purity. The book of Matthew, chapter 7, that's where the Beatitudes are. And in the words of Christ, the verse says, only the pure in heart shall see God. That is powerful. And no matter what your identification is spiritually or religiously, that is a fact. Notice it doesn't say only the pure in heart will go to heaven. And so the pure in heart are gonna, or the not pure in heart are gonna go to hell. That is a factual statement. Only the pure in heart shall see God, creator of all. So if you want to continue to identify as a Christian, go right ahead without shame and apology, but do it from a pure place. But don't you dare beat up anybody who decides or cannot get in line with that, because that's not their place of purity. If you're going to be Muslim, do it from a place of purity. Not all of this dogma that has been put in place, not all of this extra to make that expression better than the other expression. Do it from a pure place. If you're going to be just a representative of consciousness and the enlightenment experience and all of that, do it from a place of purity and not from a place, because when you say this way is the only way and the Christians are wrong and the Buddhists are wrong and the Muslims are wrong, you're no better than they are, and you're not coming from a pure place. Because this relationship is just that. It's personal. And if your personal preference is to follow after the teachings of Jesus, then do it from a pure place. But that is your personal expression. And if you want to get around like-minded people that have that same feeling and that same expression, then do that. But remember, when all is said and done and the group goes back home, it still comes back to personal. And if you don't have a pure heart in that expression, you are missing the mark. Be untouchable. Be unbreakable. Be unstoppable. Be unshakable. Because that's who the creator of all is. Nothing that happens in this existence bothers the creator. Has the creator on pins and needles. Has the creator pacing the floor back and forth throughout the night. Has the creator with an ulcer, creating or fighting an ulcer. Because there's this worry that things aren't going to work out and things didn't go as planned, and or that the creator's going to look like a failure because this didn't happen and this happened and that wasn't the intention. The creator isn't bothered by any of that. Isn't shaken to its core because of any of that. Or by anything that we do. But in our humanity, we're going to feel it. It's going to affect us. And we need to come to grips with that. But in the midst of it all, let's remember who is deep within us, whose spark of life we have burning within us. And if you call him God, Jehovah, Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yahweh, if you call him Buddha, if you call him Krishna, if you call him Allah, whatever your expression is to call him or it or her or whatever gender identity you want to give it. It's time to do it from a pure place. So with that, enjoy your day. Enjoy this week. Be safe. And I'll see you next time. Peace and blessings to you all.